And this is, this is from his journal at the end of Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. 14 April. John Alphonsus Mulrennan has just returned from the west of Ireland. European and Asiatic papers, please copy. He told us he met an old man there in a mountain cabin. The old man had red eyes and a short pipe. The old man spoke Irish. Mulrennan spoke Irish. Then the old man and Mulrennan spoke English. Mulrennan spoke to him about the universe and the stars. The old man sat, listened, smoked, spat, then said, there must be terrible queer creatures at the latter end of the world. I fear him. I fear his red-rimmed, horny eyes. It is with him I must struggle all through this night till the day come, till he or I lie dead, gripping him by the sinewy throat till what? Till he yield to me? No, I mean him no harm. So Joyce resolves nationalism in that piece. Flann O'Brien also writes a short satirical book called The Poor Mouth, and in this too he seeks, being the ultimate Irishman, and he journeys all through Ireland to discover his roots and to who am I and what is it to be a pure Irishman, and he journeys to the top of a mountain and he's going there to find the quintessence of Irishness. And this is his report on that occasion. Flann O'Brien, remember. By this time I had lost my blood and was on the point of bowing to fate, lying willingly in the mud and setting my face towards heaven till I noticed a little light shining weakly far away from me, half lost in the mist and in the sheets of rain. A little start of joy stirred in my heart. Strength returned to my body, and I set off cripple-footed, but energetically towards the light, if it were really such. This, I thought, was all that lay between me and the mouth of perpetual eternity. It really was a light that was issuing from a cave which ran between two rocks. The cave mouth was narrow and slender, but, of course, I was as thin as an oak from the misery, the hardship, and the loss of blood from the previous day. I was inside and safe from the gale without delay. Before me was the light, and I approached it. I had had no experience of creeping in stone cave, but nevertheless my movement was nimble as I went towards the location of the flame within. When I had reached the spot, I believed that I was not overly satisfied with the situation of the place, the company present, or the business at hand. Within there was a cell or a small room with space for 4 or 5 men. Bare and rocky it was, with water dripping from the walls. Great flames of fire arose from the stony floor, and in the background a well of fresh water bubbled up animatedly, forming a stream which flowed towards me in the cave. However, what almost took the sight from my eyes was an old person, half sitting, half lying by the flames, away from me, a species of chair beneath him, and his appearance suggested that he was dead. A few unrecognizable rags were wrapped around him. The skin on his hand and face was like wrinkled brown leather, and he had an appearance of totally unnatural about him. His 2 eyes were closed, his black-toothed mouth was open, and his head inclined feebly to one side. A fit of trembling seized me. Steaming from both cold and fear, I finally met Muldoon O'Panasa. I recalled suddenly the resolution which had led me to the place. God save hearers, no sooner did I remember the golden pennies than I held them in my grasp. They were scattered near at hand, here and there about the floor, thousands of them, together with golden rings, gems, pearls, and heavy yellow chains. The leather satchel from which they had come was there, and it was really fortunate that this was so, because I was stark and naked at this time, and both packless and pocketless. My hands automatically collected the pennies. Before long, the bag held as much gold as I was capable of carrying. While engaged in this activity, I felt my heart recover and play a little musical tune. Okay. If Muldoon O'Panasa were dead, who had lighted the fire and who had tended it? And so there's the discovery of ultimate Irishness, just a dead skeleton with withered brown skin at the top of a mountain. You know, and so off we go, marching happily to nationalism and that. So that's